Hi everyone, it is Stacy. We are loving my veteran, and this is walking in my shoes this morning. Trying to see what this thing is like all nuts here. There we go. I'm not real good at this whole thing here. Oh, where did it go? Come back to full screen because I can't see you. Gotta love this. Facebook and I are not enjoying each other today. I did it yesterday. I don't know how I did it, but we'll figure it out as we go. Export. There we go. Okay. It is Fabulous Friday. Just wanted to get everyone on board, get some coffee in, celebrate our victories. I have an echo. Is it better now, Sarah Kim? Do I still echo? Because that's weird. I'm only on one thing. Hold on. Let's get rid of that noise. All right, so I'm hoping that's better. Um, just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Fabulous Friday is here. It is time we get ready to go into the weekend. We assess our victories for the week, and we just move forward and go on. Is it still really bad? Sarah, do you still get? I'm not telling you this. Sunny, are you getting an echo from me? Because Sarah and is saying we're getting an echo. So I just want to make sure that we're not getting this echo this morning. I don't know why, because we're like we always are. Anyway, so as we go through our Fabulous Friday, it is just time to take total assessment of where we are, our victories. You know, we get so wrapped up in things all the time that we thank y'all that we just get drowned and we think that things are bad and things are tough, and we get drowning in this negativity that goes on, and we don't look at the positives, so we're just feeling in a muck. And Fridays are the time that we pull ourselves out of the muck and we go back in and we look and say, wow, what a great week we had. What a great week we really had. What were my accomplishments this week? And that's where we need to be. We need to reflect on where are our accomplishments this week. Where are we at this week? What did we overcome this week? What is going on this week? And I'm going to utilize Stephanie a little bit here. But I know that Mike has worked really, really, really hard at getting into this situation and into a program and doing all this stuff. And all these little setbacks have come up, and all these little setbacks have come up, and all these little setbacks have come up. And he didn't let them get to him. He didn't say, I'm done. He said, I'm going on. And while you didn't get the answer you wanted and you didn't get started as quickly as you wanted to into what he was doing, he said, I'm going to go forward. I'm not giving up. And so that is just makes your Friday a fabulous Friday. It's one of those things that we use to have a fabulous Friday. When you start taking in your account for your week, it is a fabulous Friday. Those are the things we look at. Have we all been in funks? Absolutely. But we look at where we're going forward. Where are you going forward? What were your accomplishments? I am the notepad guru. Good morning, Nakia. I am the notepad guru, right? And so I write down everything. And that's how I keep track of me. It's the only way I can keep track of me, because I lose me somewhere. But I go through and I look at the stuff that I've accomplished. Morning, baby.
Morning, beautiful.
I look at the stuff that I've accomplished in the week. And it was Sarah Holbrooks that shared with us last night. I'm a list maker, and I'm always making this list of things that I have to do, right? And Sarah says she doesn't do that because she gets overwhelmed. She makes a list of things she's accomplished every day. And I'm like, wow, how cool is that? How cool is that? I'm looking at one of the coasts, and it's just hard to see the thing. And so when you look at this, at the things that you've done. And she makes a list of what she's accomplished every day. So when somebody comes and says, well, what have you done all day? She can hold up her list and say, I've done this. I've done this. And I thought that that was so cool in the fact that she is always, by doing that, she is always focusing on the positive. Yeah, and Michelle, I am so proud of Damon and what he's accomplished this week. You know, when, again, we look at our Fabulous Fridays, I guess that last night on Let's Talk, it was kind of culmination of bring the victories together. Culmination of bring the victories together. You know, we talked about, and Damon and Michelle are going to come on, and we will air it later today on Vet Connect, but Damon and Michelle are going to come on, and we're going to talk about the circle that we talked about yesterday, about setting boundaries, moving boundaries, enabling, and how that turns into manipulation, and how you break that cycle. They did that, and I am so proud of what they accomplished. And, you know, everybody knows Michelle and I talk on the phone every morning. Maybe that's why I had a crappy week. It wasn't as good a week last week because being at my mom's, we didn't talk as much. But, you know, Damon was sitting here talking about something that I asked him to do something as a post for us. And Michelle says, out of reflex, Michelle says, we will work on that. And I said, no, Michelle, we won't. Damon will work on that. Don't take that away from him. And like the light bulb went on and she was like, oh my gosh, I get it. So a victory. Those make our Fabulous Fridays. Those are the things that make us move forward. No matter where we feel in our negativity, those are the things that allow us to celebrate where we are. We need to celebrate that. Again, I'm going to pick on Stephanie. God knows, Stephanie, I love you and I'm not picking on you. Stephanie went on vacation, her and the girls, and she was kind of dreading that. You know, her and the girls. And she went and she had a great time and learned that it was okay. Thank you, Sue. I'm kind of glad we're back on Facebook too. She learned that it was okay, and she had a good time, and she did it. And again, it was a fabulous experience, and she went forward with that. I spent 11 hours in a car with Carl, okay? I spent 11 hours, and what happened? We ended up doing a live that was hysterical because that's how he made my car ride. 11 hours of that kind of entertainment. That was phenomenal. And again, you sit here and you look at all of these things that we go through. I could have dreaded an 11-hour car ride, with 3 dogs and a PTSD veteran. Oh, that should have been exciting. And 1 dog is a puppy, mind you. That should have been exciting. Well, when I went back and I reeled in my Fabulous Friday stuff and I started taking account, y'all, I got my fried chicken. Carl was hysterical, and we had a good time, and we had no outside interruptions. And so when I went back and I saw all that, I'm thinking, wow, it wasn't bad. It was fabulous. Okay? It was fabulous. You're right. That entertainment is definitely a victory. Yeah, so you sit back and you look at these things. You know, and while I'm picking on people and we're just throwing out our fabulous, y'all, Nakia cooked. I'm not getting into all the details of how Nakia cooked, but it took her 2 days to finally get the potatoes and all done enough to eat, right? Nakia cooked, and she's struggling through it last night. Oh, and by the way, her sister did not die of food poisoning, and that's a whole nother story. But Nakia cooked, and her victory was, her Fabulous Friday victory was, Richard ate 3/4 of it and thought it was good. And I'm like, yes, that's a victory. And we celebrate that. And it was a bigger victory because Richard ate. So we don't think about all the bad stuff. You know, we just pull it all in. And in reality, here's what happened. Richard ate. He ate 3/4 of what he was served. Richard ate. That's a victory. That makes today a Fabulous Friday. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, when you don't think of the road trip as a struggle and you don't put a timeline on it, okay, you don't put a timeline on it, and you enjoy the moment, you find that life is better. When you stop putting unrealistic expectations, you find that your days become more fabulous. You know, I had a hard time. I was talking to Damon this morning about something that Carl did, and I struggle with it. I was like, Damon, you know, I feel like that he's taking away some of my independence with this. And Damon says, hold on, let me tell you how Carl feels. I said, what? He said, let me tell you how Carl feels. It's a mission to him. He needs to finish his mission. And he's not intentionally taking it from you. He's finishing his mission. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what a great insight. That was fabulous. That was fabulous. Yeah, Richard loves her enough to lie to her, Sarah Kim, about her cooking. Okay? He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. So, I'm telling you, Richard thinks she's a good cook. That's right, her words. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. That's love. So you think about the little things that totally inspire you, and places that you don't think you're going to find it. Places you don't think you're going to find the stuff that brings you forward and motivates you to the next level. What motivates you and brings you to the next level? Damon came to me and said, for Carl, it's a mission. And I felt like he was taking away my independence. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The one thing I will say about road trips, when the kids tell me you have to work on road trips, set boundaries, use your stop signs, more important, see the small victories over the big defeats. Let me tell you about the road trips, okay? I'm flat out going to tell you about the road trips. We set no expectations on a road trip. Zero expectations. We don't discuss how long it's going to take us to get there. We don't before we go. We did, and that created a lot of problems. So we don't discuss how many hours it's going to take to get there. We stop and we look at the little things. I think I have stopped at every rest area on I-95 between Georgia and my mom's in North Carolina, and it's at the Virginia border, in my life every time. We stopped at one that I've stopped at before. Do y'all realize they had a big lake with geese and picnic tables down there, and I never noticed it? And we pulled in so I could go for a walk and we could take the dogs for a walk. And Carl wasn't in a hurry. It wasn't like, oh, let's just park in front of the concrete bathrooms and run in, run out, and let's go. We walked the dogs. And we stood there and we walked around the lake. And we saw the flowers. And we saw the geese. And the dogs went for a walk. And that's when it became Fabulous Friday. When you don't set unrealistic expectations in your life, your weeks are much better. Your days are much better. And the one thing about a road trip is you have to have conversation, because neither one of you jumping out the vehicle at 80 miles an hour. And we don't do that anymore. So we talk. And sometimes when I can't go forward in the conversation, I just let him say, "Carl, I can't do this right now. I can't do this right now." And sometimes I'll put my headphones in and say, "I just need to chill." And that's okay, because we've learned to communicate. And that, again, makes for a fabulous Friday, makes for a fabulous week. So this is what Fabulous Friday is about. Look at all your victories. Look at all of the positive. Even when things seem incredibly negative, look at all of the positive. Look at the good things that have come out of the negative things, because I assure you there are good things when you choose to look for them. But we're so busy looking at negative sometimes. We get so wrapped up in looking at negative sometimes that we don't look at the positives. That's what we're trying to get you to do on Fabulous Fridays. We want you to look at the positives. And I think this is something that it must be a thing with us that we become this very strong type A personalities, that we do a lot of it, okay? And we have this instant control thing, and we've all talked and we've gitched about, oh, well, like, our Regina doesn't, help around the house or do the laundry or do this or do that. And I said, look, y'all, we got to let go. Okay, so we got to let go of these things. So it was a conversation I think last night about loading the dishwasher. Okay, so I had to reload the dishwasher because I didn't like the way he loaded it. Well, great. Well, so here's your thing. You reload the dishwasher because you don't like the way he loads it. Now he sees that you don't like it, right? Um, yeah. Stephanie, I love you. And I know your struggle. And I love you. And I'm stopping for a minute because she says my victories were I had a successful trip without Mike. We are both determined to get him help and save our marriage. And I'm learning how to soften my exterior. That is phenomenal. And sometimes in what seems like horribleness, you find victories and strength. The positive, I didn't flip the shit. This like I love you people. Y'all are great. But don't reload the dishwasher and learn to take the dishwasher. Look, if they put the dishes in the dishwasher, run the damn thing. If they don't fold the towels the way you do, run the damn things. Melissa, you got to let it go. We're going okay, y'all, everybody please send Melissa the link to the song from Frozen, Let It Go, so that she hears it all week because she needs to let that go. She needs to let it go that he loads the dishwasher, that Nick loads the dishwasher, and it doesn't matter. They're in there. And those are the fabulous things that we have to start seeing. It's the little things. It's so good. You know what? He doesn't do anything around here. Well, guess what? He loaded the dishwasher. What wasn't right. But yes, it was. He loaded it. And that's it. Celebrate that moment. And we laugh about it. And I think the bigger victory was last night when we got talking about this, is that all of us were experiencing the same thing. All of us were experiencing the same thing. Damon, I know you watching, and I'm glad you're watching, and I love you for watching. And yes, we talking about you because you have been helpful to me this week. So, yeah, we all kind of get wrapped up in these things. And it was funny because we all had the same thing. And then comes Nakia. Like, we're talking about, like, that they don't fold the towels the same way we do, or they don't fold the shirts the same way we do, or they don't load the dishwasher the same way we do. And then comes Nakia, who I swear I learned more from every single solitary day. Oh, she was happy to come home to a clean house, all the laundry done, and a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Oh, okay, that is so sweet. And so when we're talking about the way we fold laundry and stuff, Nakia just puts this great perspective on it, and she says, Richard and I didn't fold the towels the same way either, but with his declining health, I would do anything to open the linen closet and see them folded wrong. And I thought that perspective was so honest. That perspective was part of where I am on Fabulous Friday today. It makes me realize that how the towels are folded doesn't matter. The fact that he's here to fold the towels is what does matter. And I like when he said, did the dishes get cleaned? And if the spatula melts, a new one can replace it. This is coming from a woman who doesn't cook. Okay? And she's right there. But I will tell you, the first time that we accidentally melted my Pampered Chef spatula because it got left in the pan was not a good thing. And then I realized it was me who did it. So it is how we look at our days. What have you accomplished? What is your day like? What is your week like? Today, take true retrospect of your week and say, what was positive? Don't dwell on one thing negative. Okay? I love this. Here's the one. I'm in our house who doesn't load the dishes right or fold or make the bed well. My veteran's meticulous and keeps the house that way. I'm the messy one. Be blessed and celebrate that victory. Be blessed and celebrate that victory. I love it. Don't dwell on any negative for the next few minutes. Think about every single thing positive that came out of your week. What were your positives? What were your victories? That makes a fabulous Friday. Yesterday, one of my my great moments was, y'all know I am such I know I want to become more like Nakia too. We are such good friends with Libby and Aaron at Behind the Service podcast, and they've been doing this for a little over a year, and they're phenomenal together. And I talk to them all the time, and we FaceTime each other a lot, and we Zoom each other a lot. And I'm in Walmart just doing the Walmart thing, and I get this FaceTime from Libby, right? And I get this FaceTime from Libby, and it's her and Aaron together. And it is the first time that her and Aaron have ever physically seen each other. And they're together, and they're going to a Coming Home Well event. Um, Caregivers on the home front, and they're going to that event, and they're going together. And I'm thinking, wow, to see that joy, and to see how far and how hard they've worked to finally be able to be together is such an amazing victory for me. Just to see that, and that excitement. So we all have these victories. We all have them. We just don't take time sometimes to look at them. Remember the old adage, and again, I'm going to tell you how old I am when I say these kind of things. The old adage is, Damon, I love you. I was trying to put the dog in the refrigerator, the milk in the doghouse. Is that normal? Sure. Absolutely. If that's where you want it, it is perfectly normal. I remember my mom and then my dad saying, you need to stop and smell the roses. My grandmother was a big one on that. Stop and smell the roses. And when we would walk to sunrise service in Yorktown, there was lilac bushes, and I love lilacs. And it's not something you see a lot. Something you don't see a lot in Yorktown, Virginia, right? Are lilacs. They're a more northern thing. And my grandmother and them were from Minnesota, and my mom, and her family's from there. But I can remember on Easter Sunday walking from my grandmother's apartment down to the monument for sunrise service. And on the way, no matter how late we were or what we were doing, we stopped and smelled the lilacs. And that is one thing that reminded my mother and my grandmother of home. And today, the smell of lilacs remind me of being in that space. Put raw chicken in the pantry. I love it. It reminds me of being in that space. So sometimes we have to stop and smell the roses, or the lilacs, or not the chicken in the pantry, okay? Not the raw chicken in the pantry. That's what celebrating our victory is about. That's what Fabulous Friday is about. Fabulous Friday is even taking things where you put raw chicken in the pantry because you were so wrapped up, or you put trash in the cabinets because you were so wrapped up, and you put the noodles, and didn't put them in the fridge, right? So those things, and being able to sit back and laugh at them now and say, hey, I've done this, and being able to laugh about those things make up your Fabulous Fridays. When you sit back and laugh about the fact, God, I put raw chicken in the pantry, or I did this. Those become your Fabulous Fridays, or things you laugh about. I love this. Fabulous Friday is not having to cook tonight because you put the raw chicken in the cabinet. I want to hug your bones too, Michelle. But those are what our victories are. Those are our fabulousnesses. Is that even a word, fabulousnesses? But that's what we celebrate. What are the little things? What are the itty-bitty little things in life that make you happy that you can go back in and look at even the bad things. Look, I would be vomiting if I put raw chicken in the pantry and I had to smell it like 5 days later, right? But now that you're not smelling it in your house, you can laugh about it, and it becomes one of those things that are a great laughter, and it becomes fabulous. So it's all of these things that we add together and we look at, and it is a mindset. It is truly a mindset of being positive, a mindset of moving forward, a mindset of enjoying our lives, a mindset of enjoying who we're with, a mindset of enjoying where we're going, because we can all get sucked in that negative. We can all get sucked in that negative. And as Damon and I said yesterday, it's easy to check out. But it's okay to check out for a little bit, but we need to be accountable to each other to check back in. Okay? Like, if you start saying we don't road trip well together, it's not going to work. I talked to Corey, we have a road trip coming up, but she recently said I should not come as it's a mission trip to visit her parents and swap cars with her dad. Yeah, but look at what happened. And when we'll be stopping or visiting things along the way, just need to get there. So I'm thinking maybe if that's how it would be, I shouldn't go. But what are you going to miss along the way? What are you going to miss along the way, Sue? What are you going to miss along the way? Yeah, you're going to drive straight there and straight back, and you're not going to visit the little things. Y'all, we saw some interesting things. Carl watched people pick their boogers riding down the road, and he laughed about it, okay? That was hysterical to him. So, it's the little things. Y'all think people who dress weird go into the Walmart? Can I just please tell you that people who go on road trips and go in and out of the gas stations when they've been on road trips on the interstate dress worse than anybody who's ever been in the Walmart. Anybody who's ever been in the Walmart. I don't know if they ate them. I didn't ask that. We didn't stay next to them long enough to see if they ate them. But Carl did give us on the ride a true scenario of what happens with boogers. They're either long and stringy, or they're the perfect rolly kind, or they're stuck, or whatever. We heard that. We actually talked about that for like 10 minutes on our car ride. It was phenomenal. But to laugh about that was phenomenal. To ride and see things like, I don't know, we saw a license plate from somewhere or a bumper sticker, and it reminded him of where he had been. And we talked about that. We talked about a trip he had been on and places he had lived that we wouldn't have done had we not have been on that road trip together. And that's how we utilize our road trips. So even if it's a mission road trip, because remember, everything for them is a mission. And it's like Carl said, when we ride in the daytime too, this was, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of cars, a lot of this. His head is way more on a swivel. So understand, if you're going on a road trip, please be aware that there's times if the traffic is bad, they might get a little short. But that's okay. Just understand it's traffic. I like Walmart weird people like me. I love you, Damon. They may get a little short, but it's okay, because there's times they're not going to be a little short, and when you pick out the things, like he was the one who, when people tailgate, I kid you not, when people tailgate, y'all, Carl wants to flick pennies out the window so it lands on their dashboard, on their windshield. He's like, if they're that close to me, they need not to have a windshield. It's hysterical. And for entertainment too, we use Waze. He's like, ooh, can you tell people there's like stuff going on the side of the road on Waze that there's really not, so people will. I'm like, no. But I mean, it's one of those things that we do. And twice, like on the way to my mom's, part of I-95 in South Carolina was closed for something that had gone on. And then on the way back, the northern part in South Carolina of I-95 was closed, and we had to take a detour. And it was so pretty. Like, we saw old churches and farmhouses, and we saw these empty farmhouses that had fallen apart. And we talked about, what if I used to play cigarettes at a tailgater, I know, right? He talked about what if, how did they get that way? What kind of person lived there? What if we could redo that house? Those were conversations we had on this road trip that became a fabulous Friday that we really talked about. And so these are the things that you learn, and learn not to deal in the negative and the stressed out moment of the tailgater, and that you get to enjoy the ride. I don't think there are times that we enjoy the ride of life like we should. And that's what Fabulous Friday is about. It's about getting us to that point where we learn to enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, enjoy the stuff. Yes, there may be negative along the way, but I'm telling you, when you look, you will see way more positive along the way. You will see positive in a level you didn't know was possible when you look for it along the way. Your mindset is everything. So today, take account of your week. Go back in and look at those positives. Look at the things that you've done that you didn't realize were positive along the way. Take your notepad, whatever it is you use. Like, I don't live without my steno pad, right? I don't. And I was so anal because I couldn't find steno pads for a while. When I went to my mom's, if I found like two, I bought them. And I bought like two of every store. And next thing I know, I come home and Carl, we're unpacking, and Carl said, Stacy, why do you have 12 steno pads? Because I could find them. And he just laughed at me. And he just said, okay, not going there. And he just laughed at me. And those were the victories that we celebrate, because he got it. He didn't judge me. He just got it. And those are the things that we learn to do. Celebrate your victories. Don't be negative. That's what makes you have a fabulous Friday, when we take into account for that. And here's the thing. We don't just have to be fabulous on Fridays. When you're feeling in that funk and in that rut, take a minute. When you're taking that time to step out and step back, and Carl is really good about stepping out, and looking at things from a different perspective. He always tells me that. I don't always do it, but he always tells me that. Step out. But when I do step out, does it have a George Michael voice? I had some girl. I have to fix my ways. But when you step out, you can be in the middle of the worst day of the week. It can be a Wednesday, not just a Friday, that you can step out and see the fabulous in it. See the fabulous in it. Tammy, Richard and I stop at Walmart as our rest stops. I love it. But that's the fabulousness you see in it. What's the fabulous that you see in your life? What's the fabulous that you have? Not just with your veteran, with everything. Sometimes our work sucks. Sometimes our friendships suck. I mean, my friendships don't suck. I have great friendships. But sometimes our relationships with our family suck. Sometimes going to Walmart sucks. I went to Walmart by myself yesterday, by the way. I went to town and Walmart by myself because, Carl had been overstimulated with the drive, and I wanted to get away. And as I'm going through Walmart, got all my stuff, I only bought what was on the list. Oh, other than 2 baby outfits, because, I'm going to do that from now to the time the baby comes. So, other than 2 baby outfits. And thank God I needed gas, and that I went to the Walmart gas station. And it was at that moment that I realized I didn't have my wallet. I had left my wallet in the buggy in the parking lot of the Walmart. And I immediately went back and got it, and my wallet was there. And I'm thinking, what a blessing. And, instead of me saying, oh, crap, You know, I had such a crappy time at Walmart. I left my wallet in the thing. I did this. I did that. I could have really been on the negative thing. And instead, I was like, hello. I'm sorry, Stephanie. I'm sorry. But I'm like, hello, my wallet was there. That was my victory. That was my fabulousness. Sometimes your dog having diarrhea all freaking night, every hour sucks. But here I am, awake and enjoying the day. And the dog's system is cleaned out. See, there's a positive to that. The dog's system is cleaned out. It works. It works. But that's where things are, y'all. That's what our life is about. Finding those fabulous moments. Finding those fabulous moments in every single day. Because those are the moments you treasure. You don't treasure the negative. You don't treasure the crappy stuff. You treasure the moments. Oh, poor baby. That's not good. I'm sorry. She says that the dog still has a little irritable bowel. Has anyone stared at the bathroom mirror and wondered why there's a weirdo talking back at you every day, Damon? Every day. You think it's bad? You got to do this every day because I see my own face doing it. And so I'm like, who the hell is this chick talking and what the hell is she saying? Because I'm not even sure I like it. And I do it every single day. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. I hope y'all have a fabulous Friday. Keep enjoying your Fridays. Enjoy your victories. Enjoy your moments. Look for the positive. I don't know how Stephanie's going to quite look for the positive other than the fact that her carpet will be clean. Look for the positive. Look at the weirdo talking back at you. Look at the weirdo that's sitting in the mirror talking back at you and like that person. Always remember that you matter, you're worthy. This is exactly what our life is about. Being worthy, that we matter, and that is what we do. I'm Stacy. Y'all have a blessed day. This has been Walking in My Shoes, and we are loving my veteran. I'm going to go spend 5 minutes with Carl, and then we'll be back to something new. Y'all have a good day. Bye.